Everybody, as you see here, there's the Mall, Louisiana, right there, right? Now, I live literally right on this street. You see, there's my apartment complex. Now, I'm gonna scroll all the way down. I'm gonna keep scrolling down and just go completely following this road here. And bam, look at what's right there, the Mississippi River. Now here's the problem though. There's too much built infrastructure, too much built property around here. So it's not like I can just go off somewhere, you know. Even worse, a lot of the land around here is like farmland. So it's not something as easy as like I can just pass straight through. That's not something I can just go off and do. Hello, what's this? Water tanks. Is that the water system for the whole town? Huh. It could be LBC Baton Rouge. That could be something else. Rick Zion Baptist Church, huh? Weird. So that my fastest way getting to the ocean would be via the Mississippi River. But I'm wondering, like, would they let, like, it would it be like legal if I was to build, like, gather the necessary materials, travel all the way down here. Let's see, is this owned land? Hopefully, I don't think it is. No, it's not owned. It doesn't seem to be owned land at all. There's no property buildings on there from what I can. Oh, wait. Nope. Nope, that's not a building. That's not a building. That's something else. Um, is that farmland though? No. No, definitely not. That definitely doesn't look like farmland. So it seems like that would be, and then it looks like that would be my way through. Or I could. It looks like this whole thing is like just grass plains, like most likely a forest preserve. So I could either go through it or around it. But and of course, it says leave Levy bike path. So I'm wondering, like, would that be legal for me to do? And as you can see here, there's a lot of inland swamp right there. So would that be legal if I was to build a houseboat? I was to basically gather up the materials, travel down through here, all the way at the end of so you see South Bluebonnet Boulevard, and then I'm here, right at the Mississippi River. I built my craft. I built my boathouse here, build it up, I ship it out through here, and then all I got to do is travel downstream, just travel downstream, all down the Mississippi River, going all the way until, hang on for it, hang on, just hold on a minute. Now, this is quite a ways away, but going all the way to end. Wow. If I zoom in, man, I think that could all be, that says Black Bay. That looks kind of ominous. And it looks like there's a lot of heavy currents down there too. So I could travel down the Mississippi River with my boathouse when it's built up. Pilo Town? That's kind of odd. And I could probably as you see here, it splits off. Sawdust Bend Bayou. And this is where it gets all into the predatorial area. What I mean by predatorial is where like a lot of, your actual wildlife, it's like you're really gonna be within their territory here. Pilot Station EST something. Pilot Station. So as you can see, this would be my way out. And then bam, nothing but ocean from there. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going out in that. No, okay? I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do. But as you see, that's where the Gulf of Mexico is. Now, here's the thing. There are border laws too. I'm not even going nowhere near out through here. I just want to be hang on. Now I went over to Florida. Let me I just want to be like within, like just at the edge. Just at the edge where I'm not in a city. Looks like that's the marshland. Let's check that out. Wow, it looks all muddy. Definitely worth exploring. But of course, there's going to be a lot of snakes there. But just to be off at the edge around here, because they can't fuck with you when you're around here. They can't. They just can't. So I want to cover a lot of the basics because as long as I'm guessing, but oh wait a minute, that's Gulf of Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia. Oh wow, damn. And then farther down here, you got the Bahamas. There's no way. And I could actually, if I would, that would be crazy if I did that. But I've done crazier things. I've definitely done crazier things. But like I said, it wouldn't be a small vessel that I'm building. It's gonna be fair sized, but I want to make sure that the foundation is well secured, well well put together, not something that will basically just break apart or anything like that. So I got to make sure that all of that as well. There's several different foundations I can make, either an aluminum based foundation, a plastic barrel foundation, as you all saw the barrel that I used to make the anti-nano barrel. I can get a total of 6 or 8 of those, and that would be enough. Problem is, I would have to find a much cheaper place to get them because, like, if I get them from Amazon, they charge them for like $100 a piece. And yeah, you can get barrels way cheaper than that shit. Way cheaper. You probably can get all 8 buckets for like $100. So, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna do that again. But this is let me know what you guys think about this situation, because staying within the city, it's not gonna give you freedom unless you get really everybody on board. But of course, before I even plan on doing anything when it goes towards the houseboat, before that, I need to alert the people within the city about the current situation and about the channels they need to check out. As long as I do that first, after all of this crap, I'm satisfied. Hey, at that point, they don't fight this shit. They were warned. I've told the people who these goons sent to stalk me during these certain times. I told them. You just remember, you've been warned. I gave you the channels to know, and all of these channels that basically are telling people, check this stuff out. A Plain Truth, check it out. Welcome Wolverine, check it out. Nappy Headed Roots, check it out. Jeff Censored, check it out. All those channels, every single one of those channels I've mentioned at some point in time on this channel. So I mention it again now as an updated reference. So just remember, people, you've been warned, you've been informed, and someone did tell you. So if you don't fight against this stuff, I don't know what to tell you at that point. I am still trying to, I'm going to do 1 week trying to desperately really reconnect, really connect with the TIs in my area. If I fail at doing this, then I'm going out. I'm just going to have to leave out on my own. That's just what's going to have to happen. It's dangerous, I know, but I will be prepared for that. I am a very cautious person, but as well as also, safety first. Foremost and all the time. Well, I guess I could pronounce that better, but whatever. But just the thought of this, like, honestly, if I could just be able, I would love to fucking make just a big ass boat and just sail all of this, and I would not even care. I would go literally like all in all of that, because that, being able to travel through the water like that, man, through the stream systems and stuff like that freely, that is true freedom. Being off grid, oh no, I'm that close to that thing? Are you serious? Dude, I am that freaking close to the Bermuda Triangle. Are you kidding me? If I'm seeing Bermuda, so there's actual people who are there. Somerset Village, Hog Bay. So people actually live there. No way. Crystal and Fantasy Caves, huh? Well, I'm not journeying through that because there's been a lot of there's been a lot of sayings about that. I would probably just stay like in this area, like the Gulf of Mexico. Just stay within that because there's plenty of water there. There's plenty of open space there. There's plenty of open space all around there. So I'm very excited to see this because I just need to find out if it's legit to really go down the Mississippi River in a boat. And honestly, I'm pretty certain it is. People swam, not swam, but people did stream down the Mississippi River before. Why all of a sudden would they make it not legal? Why would they do that? So I believe that is a pretty good chance. I'm gonna do my research on everything I need to basically cover, but that's basically my plan. Gather the supplies, travel down the street, and be down there. Make sure that I set up camp there in that particular spot, build up my stuff, and then yeah. By the way, it won't even take a whole day just to build the boat. Well, the foundation of the boat. It won't take that long for the size I'm going for. That's if I go out on my own, though. If I have help, then I'm gonna build a much larger one, or I'm gonna help build for every TI to actually have their own individual one. That's pretty much what I'm trying to go for right there. So that way, people will be able to get out of this crap because I'm telling you, the people, man, the people who are just fully compliant with this, and I'm telling you. Tony said it himself. This is how dangerous it is, right? This is how dangerous the situation is. Everybody who has been exposed to these nanoparticles in the food, the nanoparticles that they are spraying out in the sky, the nanoparticles that they are putting in your water systems, everywhere. You want to know why they rolled that new tech out as desperately as they did? Because when people are starting to fight, and I'm not shaming anybody for fighting back because we need to do that. We gotta fight back. We got to. It's the only way to keep your freedom. But people need to be aware, and this is exactly. I believe this is 100% that this is exactly what they're gonna do because they're already hitting TIs with these weapons. They're already hitting us with these weapons, man. They really are. What I believe, and Tony did say this. What's going to happen is it's going to get to a point to where it's going to go so far against them that they're going to turn these weapons out on everybody. When that happens, the people who are not aware of what this shit is, they're going to beg for that damn vaccination. They're going to beg for it, and they're going to, be tripping over their feet for it. That is what people need to understand, that this whole thing that they need to be informed of. You need to change your diet up. You need to detox your system. You need to get this crap out of your system. Everybody needs to be informed about this because if they're not, then they're going to fall for that trick. They're going to fall for the ruse. They're going to fall for that shit and not understand that TIs who have been warning them for years were telling the truth about this shit. That this is no joke. They intend to turn this shit on everybody. Everyone. If any other fellow TI within Louisiana that was ordering my plan, I just told you. And that's basically it. I want to be able to gather some TIs together to still make that a backup plan so they'll be able to do that for themselves too. Do the exact same thing for themselves. Because if we can't get enough people to wake up and on our side against this crap, it's going to be too dangerous to stay within the state. And going any farther inland would be just as if you can make it to where's California at? Let me see if I can find it. Here's Shreveport, Longview. If you can make it to California, where they actually are trying to fight against this crap, that's a good idea. But Florida, dude, just to give people a good idea, look how close Florida is to Louisiana. Just look how close that is. And those pricks, not the citizens, but the people in the office had the nerve to actually try to say, "Oh, well, like everybody has the virus. Everybody has the virus." And you know the people there are pissed off at those assholes right now, man. You know they are. You know they are. But people, we can't just sit around and wait for them to basically do something that it's going to be so far out of our control that we don't even have the option to change it. We can't wait for that to happen. We can't. I'm going to do the best I can. I plan on going out there with a sign alerting the citizens that pass through this area, since it's a very busy area. I'm going to have a sign out there. Don't ask, just check out these YouTube channels. I'm going to have that out there, probably stay out there for about a good, 3 hours. I'll have myself some food and beverages out there during that time. And hopefully people will get it and they will spread the word about it. I walked outside just wearing an All Lives Matter shirt, and I actually got some people started noticing that I wasn't even expecting it. Unfortunately, they don't know my situation though. Like, they don't know that I'm being constantly surveyed and stuff. They don't know that I'm being. They would just know where they would have known. There's just regular citizens and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know that there are hired perps out there too. You know that. And I'm not even shocked that they probably would send perps to try to interact with me even as I do that. I don't care. Why? Because the whole point is for people who are not involved with their bullshit to see that message. That's the point. So that they will be aware, so that they can protect both themselves and their families and detox this crap out of their systems as well. Because let's be honest here, everybody. That's the only way we're going to really be able to, immediately dismantle this corruptive bullshit that's going on. These assholes who do this to us, they probably don't even feel guilty at all. Most of them probably don't even feel guilty at all about the shit that they're doing. I don't doubt that for a second. But at the same time, I've mentioned it before, nobody consented to being programmed by Project Bluebeam, right? Nobody consent, and I'll say it again. Nobody consented to being having their their DNA altered with this geoengineering poisoning they're doing. Don't these gang stalkers tend to basically be bringing a biological chemical compound and literally lacing STIs with that shit? Doesn't that if you're trying to radiate somebody and you're putting shit in their systems, trying to change them in certain ways, that is known as programming. What has been the common card for the shadow government? They create a problem and they create a solution. That has been the common factor of what they all have been doing. And do you think those assholes feel guilty about what they're doing? No. They create a problem, they create a solution. So now you all know what I got planned. But it's not as so much as easy as just leaving out. You think they're gonna make that shit easy for me? No. I wish it was, where there's no way they're gonna make it that easy. There's no way. And I'm gonna be very well prepared for that. Despite that though, I'm a very rational person. I don't just jump at the first sign of trouble. I take precautions on everything that happens, and I analyze the situation to the highest degree as best of my abilities. That's how I was able to basically survive as long as I am now. That's the only reason, because I'm telling you, there have been many attempts that they have used to set me up, but it did not work. Now again, when I basically, go out and actually initiate this plan of mine, my sole purpose, if I can't get the fellow TIs together in the area, the only thing I'm gonna do is just get myself out of the area. Okay, after informing the townspeople, and that's it. And I'm just leaving as a precaution because But like it is mostly because of how high the crime rate is in Louisiana, how fucked up the areas are. There are some good areas out here in Baton Rouge. There are, but unfortunately, there's a lot of crime. There's a lot of bullshit, a lot of corruption. So it's not as much as it's not that easy to have a high turnover rate for people to do the right thing here. It's not. It really isn't. But despite that, I'm still willing to still inform people who don't know, because I've met a lot of wonderful people even since I've been out here. Once I worked for a moving service, and I met a lot of people just from that. A lot of people. A lot of people with families. A lot of people looking to just, start anew, had plans and stuff of their own. Anyway, as I hope everybody else comes up with a similar plan for themselves, even if it's just off grid something. Now, here's the thing, and this is what I was getting at. Because of my area, because of where I am at, I can't just go, especially with my lack of transportation. It's not something as easy that I can just go off grid, like build up a cabin. That's not possible with the area that I'm at. It's not that simple. That's why. Wait, is that the Mrs.? There it is. Mostly, the most reason is because, well, people just build too much stuff around these areas. That's just what they do. They build way too much stuff around here, and it doesn't leave you with a good option to build anywhere. Now, as you can see, there are some areas, but this land most likely or possibly could very well be owned. It's not something you can just go out. Now, you can go out and actually build on some land and claim it as your own for free. That's right. You don't even have to pay money for it. But it depends on the situation. You got to analyze the areas that are up for grabs like that. Because a lot of land is for sale, man. A lot of it is. But as you saw, with the, I believe it was the fire incident that happened. What was it in? I can't recall what area it was in. But the DEW attacks where they burned down those houses and stuff, it looked very specific. That's why I don't want to build a cabin just out anywhere, because they probably will attempt to do something like that. But out in the water, it's a much different situation. Because first off, when you're in the water, especially if you're out near the ocean water like that, there's a lot of salt in that water. So there's a lot of detoxification there, a lot. Endless amounts of food there. Fish as far as the eyes can see. And since you can distill water, make your own water, like literally get the salt and all that crap out of the water, just distill it on board the boat. That's right. I will have a distiller on board my vessel when it's built. You have endless amounts of drinking water right there. Not to mention the rainwater that comes in. But the most thing about that is that this stuff cannot grow. It can't grow out in water like that. It can't. There's too much salt in that water. It just is. Have y'all noticed the effects of what this stuff acts around when it comes to salt? Remember the ingredient I told you all about when it came to the recipe? How sea salt, if you were to basically mix sea salt with the recipe that was that I gave out to you all with the beans, the dried beans, the seaweed, and the brown rice, and you put that in a pressure cooker. That stuff was coming out, but even before I didn't even change my diet around at the time. But that was forcing this stuff out of my system, not just the dead particles of it, but the live particles of it as well. This is even before I changed my diet around. I changed my diet around. This stuff is just dying off left and right now. The effects, my mood did a complete 360. I feel wonderful. I feel incredible. I can feel this crap moving a lot, and I can even tell when you're making these attacks, when the tinnitus picks up, exactly when it's happening, exactly when I'm being shot with radiation and not feeling its after effects. A lot of fellow TIs, what you're going to be feeling is the after effects until you start detoxifying this stuff out of your system. Now, what I'm going to do later on is I'm going to make a video for fellow TIs as a diet that they should follow, of which one that I'm following, that'll help you. Dude, the minute you start eating this stuff, you're going to feel a big change, a massive change. A massive change in your mood, how you feel, everything. And also, I did mention it again, but for the sake for TIs who have not heard about it, if you're being hit with DW weapons, get the N8 State app. They only charge like $1 for it on Amazon, not Amazon, but they only charge $1 for it on the App Store. And if you were to get Aptoid, you could get it for free. But the problem with Aptoid is that requires you to allow installation of unknown applications, and that is a risk. It has its benefits, but it also has its risks. So just wanted to get that little information out there as well. Also, if they're beaming, if they're cooking you in your home, just get the what is that? What do they call that? The aloe vera plants, fully grown. It can't be baby plants. It has to be fully grown so they can basically last. Get the fully grown aloe vera plants. These will basically absorb the radiation that they're pumping into your home, reducing the effects of the attacks that are being put upon you, as well. Not just that. It ain't just that. No. It ain't just that at all. No. Not just that at all. But it'll also regulate the temperature in your home. You ever feel like it's very hot in your home? Trust me, the first time I got hit with DEWs, it was the same thing. The first thing I started to realize, right, is like, now this stuff that they're hitting me was radiation, right? So something has to be able to detoxify radiation. Something has to be able to absorb this stuff. So it's going to that thing that's absorbing it and not me. That's when I found, what was that? I don't think it was cortisone. It was something else. It was some type of cream that I was using, and it just had the aloe effect on it, right? So I was using that, and I had put those on several different pieces of paper, and I had those like all around the room, right? Like all section around the wall. And it was just literally creating this absorption barrier. So the radiation was going to that and not me. So guess what? If you had the money for this and you got aloe vera plants planted all around the section of your home, you know that's gonna cut their shit off. Did you know that's gonna cut their shit off? Because they have to stream the radiation through your home. But if you got it being cut off from both sides like that, it's really going to interfere with their crap. It's really going to interfere with their tech. It really is. Okay. To give everybody before I give the actual, to give you a good idea as to stuff, that you should eat. I guess I don't even have to show you. I could just tell you. Anything processed that you see in the freezer section, stuff like TV dinners, stuff like Hot Pockets, I don't even give a fuck even if it looks fancy. If it's not even made by any of those companies, don't eat it. Don't eat it, even if it's a pizza. Don't eat it. Completely cut fast food out of your diet. All of that junk needs to go. All of it. Anything containing canola oil, cut it out. That will be your cheese snacks. Anything containing high fructose corn syrup, that could be both food and water. Those snacks like Pop-Tarts, that shit has it. The only thing I didn't really see high fructose corn syrup in was fruit snacks, but it still has artificial flavors and natural flavors in there. The natural flavor thing, you got to be very careful about that because they tend to utilize that as to hide some of the things that they really do put in these products. Now, then, a lot of these colorings that they have used have been traced to bugs, and a lot of these things that are traced to bugs has been known to cause candida. Candida is a type of fungus The same type of fungus or similar to it. Now remember, it's bug related. Same type of fungus. Remember what radiation does to fungi. When you basically beam radiation on fungi, it accelerates its growth. Yes, it does. Now then, with that out of the way, the main thing you need to be consuming is both vegetables and fruit. Now, the naked drinks, if you've seen them, get those. They're kind of a little bit pricey, but they're definitely worth it when it comes to your diet. But you need to basically plan this out to where you will be able to utilize this, right? I did get some raw vegetables when I went out. I got celery stalks. Celery stalks are good for the bones. But despite me getting this celery stalk, I made sure it was coming from a store that does not sell, that it has their stuff listed as non-GMOs. When I washed this stuff down, I used distilled water to wash it down, not the faucet water, because the faucet water has fluoride in it. Now, I had gotten several different juices of carrot juice. Carrot juice is good for the eyes, and almonds. Let me just make sure and verify this, just to check. No, these are walnuts. But almonds are just as good too. Walnuts. If you would open those things up, guess what they look like? They look like the same thing of what you would see on an X-ray picture of the brain, right? Walnuts are good for the brain. And this is where I started to realize what was happening. All of these processed foods, all of this fucked up junk that they put in this stuff, and let me just make sure we're still recording. Awesome. All of this crap that I've noticed that they put in these foods were meant to weaken your body structure. That's what it was. When you have it weakened down, it's easy to control. But when you start strengthening it up, the body parts of which they were using and manipulating become much stronger, and they can't control it. That's why you gotta stop consuming all that crap. It's very important that you do that, because you're gonna really love how you feel when you change your diet around. Now, here's the thing: I'm not even telling people not to eat meat. No, that's not the case. And I did mention this before. Problem is, you can't. It's not that you can't, ingest meat. You don't want to, but you don't. There's certain type of meats you don't want to be eating. Why? Well, when it comes to pork, unfortunately, and I mentioned this before, those things do tend to be cannibalistic. And when it comes to the slop, there could be anything in that slop. Anything, okay? And remember, the concept you are what you eat still counts. Now then, as far as crabs, again, crabs, shellfish like that, and lobsters and shrimp, those are bottom feeders. So they're eating a lot of junk on the floor. That's not good for you when you eat that. Again, you are what you eat. So when you go out hunting, when you go out fishing, you know where that food came from. You know it came straight out of the ocean when you went to go fish. You know when you went out hunting that whatever game meat you earned when you went out hunting, you know damn well that shit was not shot up with no syringe. It was not pumped with no chemicals or nothing like that, man. It wasn't pumped with anything like that. When it comes to clean and unclean meat, the cleanest meat you can get is the meat that you hunt. Is the meat from game meat of what you hunt and fish for. That is as clean as it can get. As far as vegetables, if you're on the grid, man, like if you're still within the grid, you have to have a greenhouse. That's important. You must have a greenhouse if you are growing vegetables on your own land. Why? Because this geoengineering stuff can spread through the air. It spreads through the air and gets into your crops, and now you got GMO infected crops. Well, you got crops infected with geoengineering. I already showed you guys one of Tony's channels. I'm gonna leave a link to a channel that has a lot. Now, I don't know if this is his actual channel. I don't know. I do know this is a channel that is posting a lot of content that has Tony speaking. I don't see any videos, but I do see a lot of voice recordings of Tony speaking. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description for y'all to check that out. Reason why I say I don't know if this is his actual channel or not is because, well, there's a picture within the little icon there of someone actually covering their eye, and you know what the one eye symbolism means. So again, I'm just saying for what it is. You can take it. You can just take your own scenario and think about it. But I figured that like it's still important information for people to see, for people to hear. So again, I'll leave a link in the description for you all to definitely check that out. But again, this is my warning, and I'm gonna make another video announcing this again. It's gonna get to a point to where they're gonna turn this shit on everybody, everyone. This is why it's very important to detox this stuff out of your system while you still can. You need to change your diet, stop eating that crap in there, start making your own food, detox this. It's not enough to just immediately change your diet. You have to literally extract this nano out of your body. That's why making an anti-nano barrel or bucket is very important. That's very important. For people farther inland, the best option for you all, really, I mean, you could build an off-grid cabin. The best thing really is to have your own land owned, but you know what they've been doing with that, about that. Like, they've been really fucking around lately. Seriously, they have. But the reason why, like, it's actually a lot safer out in the sea. And I'm actually getting to, I'm literally sensing tinnitus in the left ear. Not a lot, but a little bit. A little bit. The reason why it would be a lot safer out on the sea is because you're not around all those frequencies. There's a lot less frequencies out in the ocean area than it is on land. Because when you're in land and you're around all these buildings, you got all these towers around, you got all these people with cell phones, you got all the Wi-Fi everywhere. And it's unfortunate for people. Here's the thing, and a lot of people who went off grid who said that they were still being attacked. Here's the problem. I mean, I'm gonna tell you why that happened. The reason why it happened is because, remember, this stuff, this geoengineering stuff that they got, the nano, this stuff builds signal fibers, right? These things build signal fibers. So if you have an implant, these things are using your basically are utilizing the electrical currents going through your. They attach to your nerves, so they can basically use that electrical compulsions going through your nerves as a power source to generate. They basically generate the signal so that they can attach the signal with the weapons. That's why you're being attacked. But what happens when you strip all that carbon nice bullshit out of your system? And the fibers, the parasites that are making the fibers can't even survive in your body anymore. And they have no choice but to leave, to eject out of the system. You cut their connection off. Even if you're implanted, you cut their connection off. This is why they keep spraying the sky so much. You take that shit out of the equation, you cut them the fuck off. This thing can't just be remote. It can be remotely accessed, but they have to have those nanoparticles in your system. Now, they'll either intentionally will poison you with it directly, or it would just be straight through the air. One or the other. This is what they do. Why do you think they got to keep doing it so much? Question that. Why do you think they always got to keep spraying the skies, huh? And there you go. Out in the ocean, though, I mean, even if they were to spray something like that out, dude, you know how much salt is in that water? That shit won't be able to survive out there. It wouldn't. The most they can do is do their manipulative bullshit with the sky. That's about it. But having an infinite source of water and a way to detoxify that stuff out of your system, it wouldn't even matter. It would not even matter because it wouldn't be able to survive in your body in the first place. It would just immediately just be ejected out. So this is why they want to make vaccinations mandatory while you are still have this shit in your system. This is why they're pushing for that. This is why right now, today, everybody who sees this video, if you see this, If you have the cash to do it, please take the time, make an anti-nano bucket, get the shit out of your system, make an anti-nano barrel if you can afford it. Get this shit out of your system. Because if you want to be able to fight this, you're gonna have to detoxify yourself. You're gonna have to get this stuff out of your system. I highly recommend people, if you hadn't already, definitely get seeds while you can. They are already attacking the currency system to where like they want to make it a cashless society. I'm not gonna live in a fucking cashless society, dude. No, I'd rather live out on the land. The rest of my days out on the land, man. That's my dream goal right there. Is to live the rest of my days out on the land, being as close to Mother Earth as possible, close to nature as possible, retuning myself and elevating myself and recentering myself to where I need to be, not to where they tried altering me to where they want me to be. So to the perps who wish to control everything, I reject all your bullshit. Any of my family that's involved that's looking to control any of this shit in their own best interest, I reject that crap. I reject every single bit of it. I don't give a fuck whether you like it or not. That's just the bottom line to it. You could take it or leave it. That's just how it is. I don't care what you think is best. What you think is best is not what I want. And that's all there is you need to know. Like I said, I want to be able to help other fellow TIs out, man. I get it. But this is why it's very important for you, what you all need to do. When they psyop you, you got to stop paying attention to what they're doing. When it comes to the PTSD, you need to really deal with that because that's involved with the control mechanism of what they're using for the manipulation. You got to be able to do that. As far as like if you're having like a lot of, like trust, you're like really, I'm not even asking for people to even trust me at all. No. I'm never going to ask for that because the situation with every TI is an untrustworthy situation, man. I mean, if you come on, you're constantly being stalked. These people are going to run their bullshit, especially when TIs come together, man, especially, and they've done it before. I remember hearing about a group gathering, what the TIs, a bunch of TIs did, and it was a bunch of perps that infiltrated it. There was one that happened in New York City, and they actually were able to get TIs there. But they were still definitely still perps that infiltrated it. And the thing is, like, I'm fully well expecting the bastards to try a stunt like that. The only difference is I'm actually capable of spotting them. I can actually spot them due to their odd behavior because they're going to give themselves away. It's something that's bound to happen. The thing is, though, don't think about trusting everybody. Don't put that emphasis of trusting everybody. Think about it have a mindset like this. You don't have to trust nobody, but trust your intuition, trust your instinct, trusting yourself to do what you need to do, that needs to be done to put yourself in a more safer perspective in order for you to basically have a backup plan in case things go awry within your city or town. Think about it that way, Don't think about it of, utilizing the situation to get what you need to get done to elevate yourself out of the situation that you're in, is what I'm getting at. When it comes to fellow TIs, look, I'm not asking for you to trust me ever. I have never came on any of these videos asking anybody to trust me, okay? I'm only giving helpful information out that has helped me and that I've been told it also has helped many other people. I'm doing my part in spreading it out. People can try this stuff. They don't have to try it out. That's completely your choice. But regardless of the situation, even if I do manage to help many different TIs out in the area, whether they gather or not, that's not going to change the fact that I'm still going off grid because It's too dangerous on land. It's going to be too dangerous on land when they turn that stuff on. Let me tell you. You think it's dangerous now? You not see how many people have been compliant with this BS? You got people going into stores who don't, who just want to keep their rights, and they just get bombarded with the bullshit out there, man. It is going to get dangerous. When they flip that switch, it is going to get dangerous. We have to take a stand now, and I'm telling you, I'm really sensing that this shit is going to kick off by October, but I'm going to be long gone before then. I'm going to be long off grid way before then. I'm going to have my stuff built up and everything. I'm going to see if I can find certain things I can use as a foundation that's already built. Maybe there's a junkyard nearby. I can actually see if they are willing to basically sell a few parts off that they don't need. Something like that, And what I want to do is not just have it like that, but also have it like if I build it like at a junkyard somewhere, if I build it there, then what I want to do from there is have something to wheel it off to the location of where I need to go. And then prop it in there. I'm gonna need to get a lot of stuff though. Like I need to get, the stuff for the bathroom, the stuff for the sink, not just, both a sink and a shower system for that, but also a lot of things, And you don't need much to really go with it. It's like a simple water pump will do. A simple water filtration system will do on there, and that's it. That's all you need. There, you got a working toilet. You got a functioning shower. You got all of that. But of course, the shower system is going to be separated from the toilet water and and other stuff, because like the toilet water, it doesn't matter if you use seawater with that or not. It doesn't matter. But sink water and shower water, yeah, that's a different story. I'm not washing up with salt water, and I'm not cooking with salt water either. That's where the distilled water comes in. And this is why when they basically make out a floor plan for when I build my vessel, I want it large enough to have a decent, well-sized garden on it. Beautiful looking garden. Beautiful size for fishing, and large enough. I want this thing to be, honestly, if I can make my boat the same size of this area where my one of the sides of my apartment is, like in diameter size, I can literally look at the blueprints that they got for this and actually do the exact same thing. Just like have it that large, that spaced out, and that would be it. That would be all that I need. That's like, you chop that in 4 spaces, you're good. Done. That's all you need. Of course, I want to have me a damn balcony as well, too. Oh, yes. But I'm not bringing an antenna on the vessel. Absolutely not. And guess what? The only thing that it worries me, though, like this, and it's because the perps, you got to be careful about that, because they may try to hide fiber, some type of either some fiber optics or some type of hidden device in your living space. You know what they do. They do that crap all the time. You don't want them doing that. And this is why it's going to be important for TIs to pull together. It's important. But you got to be very careful out there. You do. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Stay safe. Stay strong, everybody.